Mercedes-AMG Interview Lounge.
Hey, everyone. John Legend's in the house.
Yeah.
Hi, John. Thank you so much for coming in.
Good to see you.
And I swore I wouldn't ask, but how come you didn't bring Chrissy?
Chrissy's in L.A. She's with the babies. She's home.
Does everybody ask that, though? Where's Chrissy?
Oh, all the time. I'm Chrissy's husband now.
Yeah,
See how that works?
It's all good.
We're just give her our love. We're in love with her.
I will.
You know, John, I was just thinking back over maybe just the past year of things that we've seen you do. I mean, Jesus Christ Superstar, out of all the live TV shows, that has by far been my favorite.
It was incredible. I had so much fun doing it.
How hard is that, though?
It's hard. I mean, I think everyone was kind of asking me about, well, is it hard to do live? I'm like, well, that's what I do my entire life is play live. Yeah. So that wasn't the issue, but I think learning a new show, learning someone else's songs when I'm used to performing my own songs, that was probably harder. And then just the whole acting and being part of a cast. I hadn't really done much of that in my life, really, since high school musicals. And so, you know, that was the challenge. But I had so much fun doing it. And when it comes together and you work in such a great, big, awesome team with so many talented people, it's pretty amazing.
It was. That set alone was, the whole thing.
Yeah.
And plus, you know, you guys, you brought up this incredible musical that was sort of, it hadn't been touched on in a while.
Yeah.
And a whole new audience for a great musical.
Yeah. And the music, you know, has been popular since the 70s, but you know, I think a new generation was introduced to it by our show, and I'm so happy. And I still get comments about it all the time. People were really touched by it.
And then thanks to this, you got the EGOT.
Yeah, that was the final letter in my EGOT. That was the E. We got the Emmy for Best Live Special, and I have an EGOT now.
No, wait, but if you win The Voice, if your person wins The Voice this season, then you get the VGOT.
The VGOT. Yes. I feel like it's a new diet. It's like vegan, but it's a VGOT.
It makes you gassy. It's a gassy diet.
Well, which one was your favorite to win of the E, the G, and the O, and the T?
I think the Oscar for Glory was pretty incredible. Right. And then at the beginning of my career, when I won Best New Artist at the Grammys, that was pretty crazy too. So I think both of those were probably the most important.
Where do you keep all these awards?
Most of them are on the same, you know, case, shelf. Next to my piano in L.A.
I thought you and Chrissy would turn them into like pepper grinders and things like that. The Oscars head turns.
Repurpose them.
I just want to make a comment, and I know you won't have a problem with it. It's actually a very positive thing. And we were talking about this earlier, John, how of late, especially, you have not hesitated in putting your voice out there to comment on the very important stories of the day. Mm-hmm. As a matter of fact, Gandhi was talking about watching the R. Kelly special.
Yes.
Yeah. And when you saw him on there,
when I saw you actually sit down and do the interview and talk to the people, I wanted to jump through my screen and hug you because to me, you were the first person who was outspokenly saying this is a problem. Even if people have worked with him before, like this is an issue. Yeah. And then after you did it, a lot of other people stepped up and sort of joined the ranks of it. So kudos to you for that.
Well, thank you. I just wanted to make sure we were listening to the survivors because if we listen to them, they are telling the story. And I think, you know, the documentary was 6 hours and it gave us a chance to really listen to what they were saying. And you just got to see the breadth and the depth of all the things he's been accused of. And I feel like, you know, we needed to listen to them. And I think people finally listened. And that's why you see action being taken by law enforcement.
Now, so now we're moving on to Michael Jackson. This is another serious thing where, look, you know, as a matter of fact, I think this week Thriller went to #1, you know, back in the day. And his music has touched so many people and continues to. Yeah. Where do we draw the line as fans, or where do you draw the line as a fan? Well, okay, the music was great, big, huge talent, but these accusations are out there. Like, how do you put that through your head?
I think everybody has to make their choices for themselves about what's too far for them and whether you can listen to somebody's music without thinking of the terrible things that they've done. And I don't know what's going to be in the Michael Jackson documentary, so I'll be watching just like everyone else.
Yeah.
But I think everybody has to make that choice. And you know, you have to decide what's too far for you. And obviously, musicians aren't going to be perfect, and artists aren't going to be perfect, and you can expect artists to be kind of blemish free. But everybody's got to decide what's too far for them.
One day we'll find out John Legend drank out of the milk carton.
Ah!
I don't know if I can listen to that. So the video for your song "Preach" was released about a week ago. And we were watching it together, and we were all very, very moved with the video. Of course, the song speaks for itself.
Yeah.
But when you add the video aspect to it, it's just so. It's another chance for you to say, "Here's what's on my mind and what's in my heart."
Yeah, and we made the song and the video last year, and you know, a lot of what was on my mind was what happened in Parkland, and being inspired really by the kids and their response to what happened there, because I felt like they were so courageous, and they spoke out. And you know, it's really crazy that we have so many gun massacres in America. It's like, it's insane that we have them, and no other country deals with this kind of situation like we do. And we just keep going, like, you know, it's a normal thing. Now our kids are going to class, and they're doing these drills. We did fire drills when I was a kid.
Right.
Now these kids are doing mass shooter drills.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we've just gotten used to it.
Yeah, my kids come home, they're like, yeah, we had to hide under our desks.
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
Like, we're like traumatizing our kids. And every time it happens, you hear politicians say something like, you know, I want to send my thoughts and my prayers out to the kids in Florida. And then they don't do anything.
And that's it. It stops there.
Then they don't do anything. And that's really what the song is about. And we wanted the video to visually represent them.
Well, look, you know, John Legend is here. If you're wondering who this guy is, the one and only John Legend. This is a big week for us as fans of The Voice, and for you as you start a new season of The Voice. I want to get into that, but I want to go back. How long have you lived in New York? 15 years? Or you moved to New York 15 years ago?
I moved to New York in the year 2000.
Now, before that, I mean, your music career, part of the foundation was like you performed at weddings.
Yes, I performed at many weddings when I was actually more so when I was a teenager and growing up in Ohio.
Right.
I would sing at weddings at my church. Just like at the ceremony, I would sing like you know, Stevie Wonder, You and I, or like Here and Now by Luther Vandross.
Oh, see, I
like
thought you were at the
So
reception at the country
No,
club.
I wasn't like Adam Sandler wedding singer. I was more. I was like during the ceremony.
Because I'm getting married on September 14th. I don't know what your manager's name is. I just want to.
That's really funny that's the date.
Why?
That's my anniversary.
Oh, good.
Oh, perfect.
It works out well.
I love how he's already saying, sorry, it's my anniversary.
Oh, all I heard was both of
I
them are
can't do
coming.
your lame wedding.
We have so much in common is all I was saying.
Oh, there's that. There is that. But all the way from that to being a coach on The Voice.
Yes.
And The Voice, of course, you know, there are several music judging shows to choose from, but The Voice was the first.
We're number one.
Number one.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. And uniquely so, because the blind audition, which is, I think, so important to hear that voice.
Uh-huh.
And so when they start singing behind your back, do you start, like as most people would do, start forming a picture of what you think they look like in your mind?
Sometimes, but I try not to focus on what they look like or even try to envision it, because it doesn't matter in that moment. To me, what really matters is how do they make me feel?
Right.
And is their voice special? Is it giving me chills? Is it magical? Can I listen to it without overthinking it and just enjoy it? So those are the things I'm thinking about.
So on night number one this week, Malin Jarman.
Yes.
You turned around and you got her.
Yes.
The first one on
Malin is
John
magic. You know, she's
a New Yorker with hearing in one ear.
Yes, she's from Texas, but she's lived in New York for a while, and she is so good. She's just got so much skill as a singer, so much control, and she made us feel it. She sang Fields of Gold on the first episode,
right?
And I'm excited for America to get to know her more as a vocalist.
As the new guy on the set, are they hazing you? Are they?
Oh
doing this
yes,
stuff?
they blocked me. They all blocked me. Every single one of them blocked me. Only, you know, each coach gets only one block, and they could use it on any coach.
Yeah.
And they
all
chose
chose me.
Even Kelly Clarkson, who's your
Kelly,
friend.
That's my homie.
Yeah.
What about the
Adam
dirtbags?
is my homie too.
Not anymore.
Like, you know, none of them.
The guy shows his nipples on the Super Bowl, and now he thinks he can block John Legend.
How often is he shirtless on the set?
Adam's always like stretching and
you
doing
think?
like
Bet he is.
weird contortions with his body, and he knows the girls in the crowd just eat it up, and He's Adam.
So we're The Voice. This is now. So how many seasons do you think it will be? This team? Is that predetermined? Do we know you're going to be on for a couple years?
Oh, we don't know. You guys have to let them know you like me.
Okay, that would be no problem.
Maybe they'll ask me back.
But what if your schedule doesn't, allow you to do it?
You're busy performing at my wedding. You can't make it.
We'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
So I'm looking down the list here. 10 Grammys so far?
Yeah, 10 Grammys.
Yeah, 10 Grammys.
10 Grammys.
And I remember the day that you came into one of our programming meetings at Z100 in New York, and someone brought in a portable piano, and you played for us.
I remember that. That was way back.
And
Get Lifted days.
And we were being rude, like eating lunch, like, oh, this guy John Legend's going to sing for you. And you started singing, and we're like, oh. I mean, everyone had to spit their food out because we felt so disrespectful eating while you were singing. Because your voice is unbelievably...
Yeah.
You would turn your chair for me, is what
I
you
would.
said.
I'm doing it right now. But I love that you are doing so well, and you're changing so many lives with your music and with your thoughts. We knew you back then.
Yeah.
Which kind of makes me feel like it's all really, we get all the credit
And
for
you
it.
still look the same.
you
By the
deserve
way,
everything.
you
I'm
still
kidding.
look the same. Like
Yeah.
you haven't aged. You still look perfect skin, perfect everything.
I can't really take any credit for it. My parents gave me
There it was.
good genes.
And here's
We don't age in the Stevens family.
here's John Legend and Chrissy Teigen on the red carpet at the Oscars.
Yeah.
Before she stole the shrimp.
She pushed me. Can you see that?
Yep, right out of the way.
Yeah.
Right out of the way.
Now, do you have? Are you two really have that much being married to each other, or do every once in a while?
We really do have fun.
You
She
never-
makes me laugh all the time.
I bet.
Yeah.
But there's never like, tonight you went a little. You stole Quincy Jones's shrimp
Right, come on.
off his plate. How much fun!
It was fun. We had a good time.
That is awesome. Well, look, but I think out of all your performances, this could be our all-time favorite.
Which one is it?
With Adam Levine.
Everyone's laughing.
Ooh. I'm gonna need some backup on this one. Guys? Somebody got a stinky, so stinky, booty. It's a stinky booty. It's so stinky.
There you have it. You'll just do anything for a buck, won't you?
I'm a whore.
Won't we all? Hey, do your kids and Adam's kids have play dates?
They see each other on the voice set actually, because we all bring our kids to set, and we laugh about I'll do anything for a buck, but that song I sing that at home anyway. I've been singing little jingles to my kids all the time since they've been little, since Luna was a tiny infant, and that was a song that I started singing to her when I changed her diaper.
Aww.
And one of our camera people heard me doing it when we were during a break one day, and he said something to my manager, and she pitched it to Pampers, and that's how the commercial was born.
See how that works?
Yeah.
Have you fallen victim to Baby Shark? Do you have to perform that in your house?
we are definitely victims of Baby Shark.
10 Grammys.
Baby.
See,
I'm not gonna even do it because it'll get stuck in your head,
All
and
day,
then,
that's it.
and then you're done. all day.
So we all thank you for that. So before you leave, I just want to ask one more question about The Voice. As the newest coach on The Voice, what is your approach? Have you thought about what your approach will be as opposed to the approach of the other three coaches?
Well, I'm gonna try not to get blocked again, but
that'll come in time.
But the only other approach for me is make sure the artists give themselves the best chance, to succeed. And so for me, that's about highlighting the best parts of their voice, coaching them on how to accentuate the positive and ignore the negative. And so just making them the best artists they can be. A part of it's about song selection, but a lot of it's about just choosing the right things to do. And once you make a plan, go out there and execute it.
So what do artists and up and coming artists do the worst and the best? Like, what's the one stumbling block you see the most that people mess up? If they only knew the secret, they wouldn't do it going in.
Well, I don't know. I think part of why artists mess up is they're just nervous. It's hard, It's hard being in front of a big crowd.
Do you still get nervous?
I don't. No, not anymore. Except around you, Elvis.
Yeah, I do that. No, I mean, do you remember when it was in your career you stopped getting nervous?
Well, I think I've just been singing in front of people for such a long time, since I was a little kid, that I've just gotten used to it. And I think you just have to get out there and do it a bunch of times before you feel super comfortable doing it.
Wow.
But at some point, there has to have been a moment where you were the most nervous. Like, I saw that you played keys for Lauryn Hill a while ago.
Yeah.
That didn't make you nervous at all.
I was a little nervous in that room, yeah.
Okay.
I was like surrounded by people I didn't know really, and it was just one friend of mine that introduced me to her, and I was in college. I was 19, and here I am sitting with Lauryn Hill, the Fugees, and the score.
Wow.
The score was like everything, you know, in the last couple years before that, and she was working on her solo album, and I was like, wow, this is pretty cool.
Yeah.
So I was nervous, yeah.
Well, look,
but I sang a couple songs for her in the room and played them on the piano, and she was like, why don't you play on this song we're working on? And that was that.
So the Queen of England calls and wants you to perform for her.
Yeah.
That wouldn't give you like a butterfly or two?
Not really. I mean,
There's got to be somebody. There's not somebody that would, you know,
I mean,
make you
I've
nervous.
sung for the Obamas. I've sung for a couple other presidents. And, you know, I actually sang for Barbara Bush when I was a kid. I sang at a fundraising event or something when I was in this kids choir, and Barbara Bush was there.
There you go.
That was my first time singing for, you know.
You didn't have a stinky booty? Didn't pee your pants? You did okay?
I didn't.
Well, look, as we leave with John Legend, I'm going to play Preach. Of course, we got to play it. I always look at someone like you and anyone who sits in that chair and say, hey, when's the last time you looked into the mirror at yourself through your own eyes and said, congratulations, because you now have great wife, great family, EGOT, musicians that want to be performing with you, listeners, fans that love your music. Do you ever stop down and go, you know, life is actually pretty damn good right now?
I really am grateful, and I don't take anything for granted because I know that a lot of people would love to have a lot of the things that I have, and I know that a lot of it's hard work, but a lot of it's luck and, you know, just things coming together. And I'm truly grateful, and I'm grateful that so many fans and supporters have been with me for like 15 years now, and it's been a wonderful run.
Awesome.
Wow.
John Legend, this is Preach. Thank you, John.
Thank you.